Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my first pregnancy vlog. Yes, I am 15 weeks pregnant today. My week changes on Wednesdays. Is today Wednesday? Yes. So 15 weeks today. I am so excited. I wanted to share and document my experience because this is my first baby and I wanted to have this footage to look back on and just I want it documented, whether it's for me or for my child to watch this later. I wanted to share my experience because this is my first baby and everything is brand new and everything's fresh. So everything's super scary. And basically Google's like my best friend because I mean it always was my best friend, but now it's like my lifeline. Like every new symptom that I get, every anything new that pops up, I'm like, is this normal? Am I dying? Do I need to go to the hospital? That kind of thing. Just because I'm a new mom. I'm a new mom to be. I feel like when I talk about my experiences or I write about them, I feel like it's therapeutic and I'm able to vent and just I feel a lot better. So I really wanted to film this video. I hope that you guys don't mind the quality of this. I'm filming on my MacBook with all of my lighting because I couldn't find my battery charger and all of my camera batteries are dead. So that's the tea, guys. So I just kind of wanted to start off with how we found out that I was pregnant or that we were pregnant. It's kind of weird when people say that we're pregnant. Basically, my boyfriend and I, how we found out that I was pregnant. It was Valentine's Day, and we had planned out this really romantic weekend. My boyfriend's from Boston, and he was here to stay with me for the weekend. So we had all these plans, and for some reason, I decided I wanted to take a pregnancy test. Throughout the month, I had felt a little bit of discomfort in the boobage area. I had felt my boobs were sore, and I just didn't feel like myself. And something I knew something was off, but I didn't want to take a test by myself. I know myself. I know that I probably would have freaked out. So I wanted to wait until he was here. And I had told him, I was like, babe, when you're here, let's get a pregnancy test because something feels weird. And he was like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever. Nothing of it. They didn't really think anything of it. Neither did I. So that morning we went for breakfast. And on our way back from breakfast, I stopped at a Walgreens. And I got a pregnancy test. And I remember checking out, and my boyfriend remembers this clearly too, but there was something weird about the way that the guy checked us out. The clerk, the cashier, like he had this like weird smile on his face. He was like, "Have a good day, guys." It was kind of like that tone, and we were like, "What the hell?" And like we both told each other in the parking lot, we're like, "Did you think that was weird?" Because I thought that was weird. I was like, "Yeah, that was weird." So, anyways, we get home. I'm talking to my roommate. I'm talking to my boyfriend, and I'm like, "Oh, let me go into the bathroom, take this real quick." I came back out, and I was scared to look. I was like, I don't know, something your body just knows. It's really, really weird. So I put the test on top of my bureau, and I was like, I can't look. So then I finally like mustered up the strength, and I looked, and I was like, oh my gosh. Completely like, what? My face must have gone white. I mean, I don't. My boyfriend was like, no, shut up. You're lying. And I was like, no, like this is. I got the ones that say pregnant or not pregnant because I don't want to mess around with lines and dots and all that stuff. I just wanted something clear, and that's what I got. And it said pregnant, and I was like, what? And like instantly, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I've been feeling weird. My boobs feel funny, and I just feel emotional and all this stuff. For like 5 minutes, we just sat there like, what the heck? So I bought two. So I took one, not instantly, but I took one like an hour later, and that came out positive too. And this time, my boyfriend's the one that had it, and because he didn't believe it. I was like, I'm not making this up. So yeah, positive. And we just sat there, and I was emotional. I was crying. I was like, oh my God, like, what? Like, really? And I mean, we both had decided that we wanted children. So we weren't really trying, but we weren't preventing. So we both knew that it was a possibility, obviously. But in the moment, you're just like, how? So that was that. And my first instinct was to tell my mom. And my boyfriend's like, no, maybe we should just wait. Let's just, wait a couple days, maybe go see a doctor to confirm the pregnancy. And I was like, okay, fine. So a couple days after that, I actually saw blood, and I was like, this is weird. Um, so I didn't know really what to do besides Google it. So I Googled it, and it was like, this is totally normal. There's something called implantation bleeding. Also, it could be due to intercourse. It was Valentine's Day this weekend, so I really wasn't sure what to make of it. Didn't really, but it definitely freaked me out. So I immediately I booked an appointment with my gynecologist, who's also an obstetrician, and she got me the first appointment in, and I told her, I was like, I think I'm pregnant and I'm bleeding and I don't know what it means. So she told me it could be implantation bleeding, not to worry, but it also could be an early sign of a miscarriage, yada yada yada. And that moment was really scary because she basically said that they really couldn't do anything or confirm anything till I was like, was it 6 weeks, 8 weeks, basically until they could hear a heartbeat. And that, a miscarriage was extremely common and that kind of thing. I mean, I had never had a miscarriage, so I didn't really know what to expect, but it just left like this really bad sensation in my body, and I was like, so I could not be pregnant, but I could be pregnant, or I could be pregnant and I'm losing the baby. It was just, I was in a really weird space. So yeah, and I sat with that for a couple days, and that was really weird. But I kept thinking positive, and a couple days later, I just decided to tell my mom because I'm like, I just need to tell my mom. So I told her, and she was super, super shocked, obviously, but super happy. And I told her, what was happening. We weren't sure. Doctor said it could be this, it could be miscarriage, it could be nothing, it could be normal. But I still had to wait for an ultrasound. So we waited, and around my 8th week is when I went back to my doctor and they did an ultrasound. And this was a transvaginal ultrasound. And that is where I heard my baby's heartbeat for the first time ever.
You want a video of that?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of beautiful things in my lifetime. I've heard a lot of beautiful things in my lifetime, but there is nothing, absolutely nothing like that moment. I was absolutely floored. I mean, I was laying down, so I guess I was floored, but I was speechless, and there was just tears everywhere. I mean, my mom was with me. My boyfriend was. We FaceTimed him right away because he couldn't be there that day. But I was just on another. It was just I can't explain it. It was a beautiful moment, and from that moment I knew, okay, this is happening. Let's do this, basically. So yeah, that was the whole beginning of how I found out that I was pregnant. And then I started with morning sickness, I guess. But for me, it was basically like all day sickness because I was really nauseous all day. And I just was so tired too. I would just come home from work and just literally go to bed. So that was basically my first trimester. I didn't really have too many cravings. I definitely started eating a lot, and it was just, I couldn't control my hunger. That was one of the symptoms. I was super hungry. I was nauseous all day. My boobs hurt a lot. Right now they don't, thank God that's subsided, but that was that. And basically just that fear of not knowing for the first couple of weeks of like what's really going on. And every appointment is super scary. And I didn't tell anybody, like I didn't tell my friends until I was 3 months, which was really, really hard. Everything that I read kept saying like, you should wait, you should wait, you should wait. And in my head, I'm like, I have to keep acting like I'm normal and everything's fine. Meanwhile, in my brain, it's like so much going on. And all these feelings of like being scared that I'm going to eat something or do something that's going to harm the baby and then I'm going to lose the baby. It was just a lot in those first 3 months to hold to oneself. Granted, I did tell my mom, and I'm so glad that I told my mom because she's my best friend, and I don't think that I would have been able to get through those months without her, without absolutely going insane or mental. A lot of women don't really talk about all of the things that happen to them in the first, you know, during a pregnancy in general. You have to go to work and act like it's normal, that you're fine, and you have to continue working like, everything's fine. And part of me felt very defensive about it because I was like, it's not fair. Like, this is not, you can't really call out of work because I'm pregnant. In my head, it just didn't make sense. But I am over that hurdle now. Like I said, I am in my second trimester and I'm feeling so much better and I'm doing so much better. We actually find out what we're having on Monday, but I don't want to know till that weekend because we're doing a gender reveal. So I'm just gonna have one of my friends call in and find out for me so that we can, do the whole gender reveal thing, which is gonna be super fun. And I don't know, I'll probably cry. They could tell me that I'm having a baby dragon and I'd still cry. Like, that's just how my emotions are right now. I am super excited. I mean, my whole family is super excited. My boyfriend's family is super excited. We're just all so happy. This is basically the first baby in my family and his family. So the first baby in a long time. So we're just super excited. And I know that Daisy's super excited. You guys, if you haven't seen her picture, I will insert it here of when I when we did the pregnancy announcement. She's so funny. These are the prenatals that I'm taking. They're the 1-a-day prenatals. I'm almost out of these. And I don't know if I'm going to buy these again. I think I'm going to try to get something else. This is just what I saw firsthand. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. I need prenatals. And this is the first thing that I saw. So that is what I got. What else? I'm going to show you my belly, which is not really a belly. Right now I feel like it's all pudge, but who knows? Maybe you'll see more than I can see. That is my belly. I have these 2 mosquito bites. Bruises. But I don't know. I still feel like from here it just looks pudgy. I just look pudgy. But besides those symptoms, I haven't really had cravings. I really crave just fruit. And every now and then I'll crave something sweet, but I'm not really a person that's huge on sweets, and that has carried into my pregnancy. That's just what I like. I've been craving pizza a lot. I love pizza, and it's just magnified with the pregnancy. But other than that, I'm feeling really good. Not only physically, but mentally and just emotionally. Like, I feel like I'm in a much better place. I think at the beginning of this pregnancy, I was terrified of everything. Not just, whether I could keep the baby or not, or if I was going to miscarry, or that whole, fear that a new mom would have. But then just all those feelings of like, am I going to be a good mom? Can I do this? Am I worthy? Like, all these questions just pop into your head. And I know they did for me. And I'm really grateful that I had, my mom there and obviously my boyfriend to help me through it. I think one of the main things that helped me was really to talk about it, to talk about all of these feelings that I was feeling and not just discard them as pregnancy emotions or your hormones. Like, no, those are all valid feelings. They might be heightened because you're pregnant, but they're still valid and they need to be acknowledged, or else sometimes if you internalize them, they can just keep you not sick, but keep you in a weird, funky state of mind. So what I did is I spoke about them to my mom and to my boyfriend and my friends, the ones that I did tell. And I also wrote a lot. I wrote a letter to baby because I just needed to introduce myself basically in my head. to the baby and just, explain like what I was feeling and what my hopes and what my dreams are for baby. So yeah, that's that's all that I have for you guys. I know this video is all over the place and I'm super sorry, but hopefully this makes sense. Thank you guys so much for being here and for watching this video. Thank you for being here and for supporting this channel all throughout these years. I'm really grateful for you guys. I hope that you're happy and that you're well, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.